G'day, this is another Dragon Burrows Nerdsville video. This video is dedicated towards the wonderful people of Ink, or Inked, sorry, I-N-K-E-D, Ink. They have a video called Why are tattoo parlors or tattoo studios intimidating? And they've given like the wonderful artists themselves have said this reason, that reason, some other reason. It's like even my own false pretenses back in the day. I thought that tattoo parlors were the gateway to the devil. Like, you know, get a tattoo, you're gonna go to hell. But then I looked at someone very near and dear to me. He is the grandfather of this dragon. My father's father. He has tattoos from when he was in the army during World War II. Though he said that this was something he did, he regretted it, but yet I was thinking, hang on, I want one. And every time I was thinking what to get for a tattoo, but then I was thinking, hang on, tattoo parlors, scary places. I just see big, strong, burly looking fellas. It would be making the comparison of these. I'm here in the bigger biker, wrestler, bodybuilder, whatever, would be the one walking in, eyes bulging, like big ass tees, muscles. Oh, speaking of which, this is my tattooed pride and joy. It's a wrestling championship belt. It's like a complete armband. You see, I eventually got a tattoo, and nipple piercing. But that's for like another story. But we're on tattoos, like tattoo studios, tattoo parlors. But then my mother became a friend to a person who owned her own tattoo, like it was more like a body piercing place than a tattoo parlor. But over time it became into a tattoo parlor, and then they had to move. And unfortunately, the shop is now not in operation because of some stupid legal activity that I know little about, but I'm not going to be the one who says this and ends up being a lie, and I get into a lot of trouble. So do they. But when I stepped foot into that tattoo parlor for the first time, I seen art on the walls, art in books, and it was the ink on flesh art, the world of tattoos. And with all of that going on, it made me rethink. It made me rethink that tattoo parlors and tattoo studios are not scary things to go to. It's like, ooh, okay. I'm in a tattoo parlor. There's no big scary monsters or demons anywhere near here. The artists themselves, very nice, very kind, very understanding to, towards me, and to, as I was discussing my first bit of ink. Unfortunately, as I said, I mentioned that it closed down and I had to find somewhere else. I got this piece of work done in a little township of New South Wales called Picton, or for Picton Tattoos. It was a very event. It wasn't exactly an event. It was an eventful thing for me just to walk into a brand new tattoo studio with no connections. Which, to be honest with you, it is a scary thing. Well, it was pretty scary for me because I pledged my loyalty, my drive, my anticipation to, well, not my anticipation, but my will, my loyalty, my supporting was to a now defunct tattoo studio or tattoo parlor. I found this mob from a very good friend of mine. She's the face of a disability channel on this format of YouTube. I'm not going to say the disability service, as I don't want her to feel embarrassed at all. But she had a couple of tattoos done at that place, and since they did good work for her, they treated her with a lot of respect. It's about, well, I thought I'll give them a shot. I'll say, you know what, I'll give you guys a go. Got this done, and that was that. 28th of July this year, 2018. I got the piece of work done. It's then I'm starting to think. If I want to get another tattoo and I don't want it to impose on my friend, and the trip via public transport is like nearly, it takes like 5 minutes walk from here to my nearest bus stop. It takes about 15 minutes to get from my bus stop to my local train station. It takes about 10 minutes to get from my station to 2 stations south. It takes another 30 minutes to get from the station south, 2 stations south, to another station. I have to wait for another train. I have to get off there and go to another train, which I'll most probably be waiting for like an hour and a half to get on. Then it takes another 45 minutes to an hour to get down there. So I'm virtually looking at nearly 3 hours just to get down there, and I'm thinking, hang on, I'm not doing that. So I found a closer one to me, and I'm actually happier for it because they've done my nipple piercing, and oh boy, such tales I can tell you about how I felt. But this is on tattoos and going into tattoo parlors. This tattoo parlor that I am now going to associate myself with, they're very kind, they're very understanding, compassionate to what I'm looking for. And inside the studio, there's no black blood rags on the floor. There's no intimidating pieces of art on the walls. It's very beautiful, it's very pristine, it's very clean. And I've looked online. I've looked at various other tattoo parlors and tattoo studios, only to find that they are beautiful. There's no big, brawny biker, with like what can I use? Like a needle that thick, jabbing ink into every pore in your skin. And not dang 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 dang. It's none of that. All depends on your pain levels as well. There's, like, for me, when I got this baby done, I laughed. I was like, ooh. I was like laughing because I find the whole endeavor of getting, well, from seeing this, I get into a state of euphoria. I get into a state of intense comical laughter. And it is so much, and it just to go through it is so much wonder and excitement. And there's just so much I can actually say on this topic, on tattoos and tattoo parlors. But this is not on how to get a tattoo. This is on tattoo parlors tattoo parlor studios are intimidating. It's just a myth. There's tattoo parlors that look like they came from, looks like a diner scene from the 1960s TV shows, like Happy Days. I've seen like the whole rockabilly look on, with like the seats for the waiting area. The people there are wearing period costumes. I've been to other tattoo parlors where they pump intense metal into the store just to get you hyped, to get you pumped, like with your mind being pumped with the music, and you're going, oh, that's a great track. Symphony of Destruction by Megadeth. Whoa. Like, your mind goes onto that for the duration of the song, and most like a percentage of the tattoo is already done. Then if there's another song that you like for me, I would think Crying Like a Bitch from Godsmack. You don't know why. Take your chances. Told you once you'd be crying like a bitch. When that song gets me going, I'm like, oh yeah. then that starts to work on that releases endorphins, and endorphins make you happy. I've seen other tattoo parlors slash studios with that are more female oriented, where most of the clientele are females, and that is just more like the kawaii Japanese style, with like Hello Kitty type things and that. Not intimidating at all. I would suggest that if you can find such a tattoo parlor slash studio, you go for it. Be enjoyed. You're going to enjoy the experience. One perceived notion is that it won't turn out to be exactly what you want. That is true. But if you are sure for what you want, instead of going, oh, yeah, I like it, but can you add like a couple of flowers here, or instead turn the sun into a skull? I would like skull. And you go on and on and on. Then later on down the track, you're like, ooh, get onto one of these things. Ah, yeah, is that Juan Gonzalez? Yeah, mate. The flag that I want. Like the Australian flag. Can you take out the big star on the bottom and replace that with a rose, because that's my current girlfriend, and I want to make, and she just moved from the United States. I want to make her feel like an Australian. So can you do that for me? Then turn off, and then you're back on. And don't do that, because you can. I've heard from my friends that they've done that, made a whole insane song and dance about getting this tattoo, but end up saying something completely different, and then they turn around and they say, "Oh, I was scared. I couldn't say no. I was quite intimidated in that studio or in that parlor." Well, mate, I said the saying goes. The old saying goes. Well, not an old saying, but a saying from the same grandfather's brother. He used to say it. He used to say this term: confusion of the soul equals confusion of the art. Which means, don't go into a tattoo parlor or a studio and be confused of what you want, which would make your tattoo look silly, and then you say, "Oh, I was intimidated," and you start spreading lies about that tattoo parlor or studio. You don't do that. Me, when I got this done, I was for sure I wanted this. I liked how it turned out. And I can't complain about the tattooer, the tattoo artist who done it for me. Not done it for me for free. I'm just saying, like, done it in the sense of I paid for the tattoo and the artist did it for me. You just when they're clear-minded, it tickled like anything, because like I was so so pumped, so amped about getting the tattoo, and just getting it. It was like so amazing and so wonderful. Like, the experience was pleasant. It was euphoric. It was warm for the better part of a few, like, a number of days to a week afterwards. It was still nice and warm, and I got it done in winter time. Fuck yeah! At least it was nice and warm in one part of the body, but the rest of my body was, I was like freezing. But yeah. You just don't. And you don't want to make your experience a hellish experience when it comes to getting tattoos. The intimidation doesn't come from the studio or the parlor. It actually comes from within. If you open up yourself to be more accepting that this is an art form, that you are going to a place where it is a virtual gallery, then you'll be Rose Rain. You'll be sweet. Try to ban this, WWE. And again, the only way to disbelieve, to truly know what this whole tattoo scenario, like tattoo thing is, it's like to free your mind, and the rest of you will follow. Like, you don't be so in the head, so mentally deranged by believing the lies that you were told as a kid about tattoo parlors, about tattoo studios. Piercers comes underneath the same banner. When I got that done, oh hallelujah! And it was just so much. Like, they offer you drinks, like drinks of water, and they say, "Oh, are you feeling up? Are you feeling up to your continuing ring?" Like they literally look out for your welfare. And it's just like, okay, I'm like, ooh, okay. I'm being looked after. I'm being taken care of. Which is a contradiction of what I was told when I was like a young kid. And trust me when I say this. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Once you get the intimidation out of here, the artistic nature will flow. The artistic trust between you and your tattooer will be like a strong bond. Unfortunately, again, with my one, it takes 3 hours to get to my where I got big gold, big gold, and that done, and it's just a whole lot of Mozzie Bite. And yeah, again, it's just so much. You can just relax in getting your tattoo done. It's just so. You just don't have to believe it. Trust the artist. Be relaxed. And lastly on this topic, be free and enjoy the experience. I'm Dragon Barrows, and see you on the other side.